Hey guys, this is Miss Jacobson, and I want to go over something that we're using a little bit differently this year, specifically the dictionary. In the past, we've always used a physical dictionary. This is going to be the first year that we have had computers one-to-one, and we're using online dictionaries. Watch the video at the beginning of today's module, and it's going to show you how to add the dictionary to your SSO. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this dictionary is laid out. When you search for a word on dictionary.com, it's going to come up with an entry like this. And so it will show you this is how you pronounce the word. You can even click to hear the pronunciation of the word. It's going to show you the different definitions. So if you look, the word construct has 4 different definitions depending on how you use it. And it's also going to show you what parts of speech those definitions are. So there are 2 verb forms of construct. So 2 times that construct is an action. And then there are 2 times where we actually say it construct, and then it's a noun. So construct, to build or form by putting together parts or a frame or device. But as a noun, it's a construct, something that is constructed. When you search for words with multiple forms, sometimes you might look for a word such as described, and it's going to bring you back to the root word for that. So for instance, if I search for described, it's going to bring me to describe and then show that described and describing are other forms of that verb. And it's got all the different definitions for me. So if you haven't already, go back and watch the video, add dictionary.com to your SSO, copy and paste the definitions for prepared from dictionary.com into the text box, and submit the assignment. You should have already done this. There's a video attached at the very top of the module, but if you haven't done it, go back and do it now, please. I'm going to wait for you to pause the video if you still need to do that. Okay, so how and when do we use a dictionary? On our STAR test this year, there are going to be 3 main times that we need to use a dictionary. When we are looking up the meaning of a word we don't know, for instance, if you're TP casting a poem and there's a vocab word that you don't know, you have to look up the meaning of that word before you can do your paraphrase. We also use it to look up the spelling of words that we're unsure about. There are going to be revising and editing questions on your test this year that ask you, should I change the spelling of this word to this other spelling? And if you're not sure how that word is spelled, you have to look it up. And then the last time that we use it is also to check which spelling of commonly confused words to use. So there may be 2 words that look alike and sound alike but have different meanings, and you have to use the dictionary to figure out which one that you need to choose. So here's an example. From Time Traveler Views Kite Experiment in Electricity, if I didn't know the meaning of press, and I wanted to check that these were all meanings, then I could go ahead, I would go to my SSO, I would go to dictionary.com, and I could look up the meaning of the word press. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. Another way that we use it is to check spellings. So you may see a question like this on your STAR test this year, or revising and editing. It says, what is the best way to edit sentence 13? Should I change student, apostrophe S, to students with an apostrophe, to students with an apostrophe? Should I change discovering to discovered? Or should I change regardless, R-E-G-A-R-D-L-E-S, to regardless, R-E-G-A-U-R-D-L-E-S-S? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head to dictionary.com . Regardless comes up, but because sometimes words can have more than one spelling or there can be 2 different words, I still need to search for the other version. And there's no version of that has the GUA. So that lets me know what the correct version is. Then our last question says, What change could be made to sentence 21? This is where we look for commonly confused words. A, change although to since. B, add a comma after mask. C, change your to your. Sometimes when we look in our dictionary, both words are going to be in the dictionary. So if I look up Y-O-U-R, it lets me know that it's possessive. So that jacket is in, your jacket is in that closet. I like your idea. This your is the your that owns something. But if I look up Y-O-U''re, it tells me that that's also a real word. It means you are. You can't just go by whichever word shows up in the dictionary first. You have to look for both of them because sometimes both words are real words, but you have to pick the one that has the right meaning. So in this case, you would pick either Y-O-U''re if you're trying to say you are, or Y-O-U-R if you're trying to say you own it. Anyway, so those are the three cases when we're going to use the dictionary. Make sure that you have this installed because we're going to be using it a lot moving forward.